Okay, here we go. Time for some more Bakugan Armored Alliance. The single packs that aren't like the special promotional packs with the Bakugear inside of them have started to come out in the United States. I found these in a side cap that a lot of people have been finding at Target. And because I bought them yesterday, I was able to benefit from the 20% off deal, which was quite nice. Any of you who follow me on Twitter saw that I passed that thing along back on Monday, but today we're taking a look at two of the new Bakugan Ultra, and these are two whole new characters of the series. We have Sairus Ultra, because chaos, and Ramparian Ultra. Ramparian Ultra has kind of an interesting design that is reminiscent of an old Bakugan, and that's going to be very interesting to look at. Now, these Ultras are the same price as the originals, however, instead of containing the Bakugear of the ones I showed off before, instead they include a Bakugan Gate Trainer card. Uh-oh, guess we better label this a Pokemon clone because it comes with trainer cards! Okay, I'm sure a million people have made this joke already, so I sincerely apologize. Anyway, what these Gate Trainers are meant to be is they are reminiscent of the old Gate cards from the original series, which are heavy metal cards that instead of the cores are what you're supposed to roll your Bakugan onto. And these Gate Trainers are meant to be reminiscent of these old Gate cards, although they don't seem to have a game purpose. Instead, they seem to be more like trading cards. I haven't really gotten a confirmed explanation as to why these are here. One of the explanations I was given was that it was supposed to help keep the trading cards packed inside straight. Another explanation was because these little cores might be too easy to lose for people who are fans of the toy collecting, but either way, we're going to take a look at this. First of all, we have Ramparian, who is actually reminiscent of a Bakugan called Juggernoid, which this is basically Juggernoid's artwork right here, what I'm looking at here, and I kind of wonder, were they just having trouble getting their hands on the name for Juggernoid? Although, just like the original, the sort of default attribute it has is Aquos, and this looks like it has a pretty decent 600 power on it. And then we have Sairus. He or she, whichever it might be, actually has kind of a nostalgic look as well. It kind of looks like how Drago used to look towards the end of the series. Like, this is the Mectanium Surge Drago. It's, actually, this might be the Gandalian Invaders Dragonoid, but by the end, either way, Dragonoid had this more, like, upright humanoid posture. In fact, all of the Bakugan did, and they looked kind of samey and boring, and I was not a big fan of it. But the actual Bakugan inside of here kind of looks more like the old Garganoid we looked at before, with sort of the double-jointed tail and all the fun like that. And of course, it comes with the cores. This one comes with a fist and shield. I think they both come with fist and shield. They do. They actually have like you can kind of take a look through the back here and see the shield through the packaging. And of course, on the back we have the standard stuff. This is new. They have it nice and highlighted to show that it's a new thing, the Gate Trainer. I think the basic Bakugan, the core Bakugan, are also going to include this. It's not going to be limited to Ultra, although the Ultra does come with the one pack-in card. Although, speaking of these pack-in cards, something I've heard they've remedied with the diamonds is that the regular diamonds, the core diamonds, like the core diamonds in the past, they would come with the diamond card packed in, but not the character card, which means it was a problem if the diamond was the only one you could get. So I think they've made it so that the diamond characters now come with the standard character card in it. Good improvement. Looking down here, we have the all of the import information. We have a short list of additional characters. We now also have Treaderous and Sairus and Gillider and Diamond Enoch. That might be something I have to hunt for. I think that might be one that's included in the side cap. I didn't see it at the place I was at. But pretty standard fare. It still has the import information for all around the world, so this is the international version, which unfortunately means that the actual character card, we probably won't know what ability it is, and it'll be kind of interesting seeing what trading card is included in here. It's probably going to be something that doesn't require any additional text. Anyway, let's get these things open. And here we have our contents, and hey, the ability cards are actually more Bakugear. That's kind of cool. Although the cores we're looking at are kind of greatest hits from what we previously had. We have the plus 100B Pyrus and Chaos plus 3 damage core, so we're finally getting to see how that core looks in practice. And we have the plus 300B, which is the strongest shield that doesn't rely on an attribute, plus 2 damage, and plus 150B shield. Sadly, we did not get more of the cores that benefit grabbing Bakugear. Those seem to be limited to the special gear packs. The special gear packs seem to contain nothing but cores that benefit the grabbing of gear, although the fact that they are coming with the gear cards is hopefully something that might help swerve people into the card game, because if you remember, when we looked at the quick play rules, the quick play rules allow the Bakugear cards to be used. I don't know if I would need the actual Bakugear toy, but my ruling would be as long as you have these cards, then you can use them in the quick play rules. Otherwise, why would you include these cards in it? And it's also nice that it's advertising these new card types. So let's look at what we have. We have the Bolt Bow, 2 cost, Chaos, 2 Frost Strike, plus 100B power. For 2, that's okay, I guess. It's free if you land on a -2 cost core. And then we have the Baku Thrusters, which are 4 cost, plus 300B power, plus 3 damage. So this is the same cost as the Lance earlier, but it doesn't have the combo potential of the Lance, although plus 300 is really good. Really, the only thing that is better than the plus 400 that we have right now is those Heio Bracers, which are plus 1,000. Those are the only ones that are better currently than the Baku Thrusters. Although in the basic game, you can only add the Bakugear if you pick up a core with the Bakugear logo on it. Now, as for the actual contents, we have here our Gate Trainer cards, which contain a picture of the character depending on which one we got. So the Aquos Ramparian, of course, came with a picture of Shun, and the Chaos Sairus, of course, came with Leah over here. And it's using their default art from the old cards. I don't know if that was the best thing. I might have maybe whipped up some new stock art for Armored Alliances, because all this does is remind me that their cards were nearly impossible to find in the first set. But as for the actual Bakugan, we have Ramparian Ultra, who has a terrifying 605 stat spread. That is a point spread of 11. 10 seems to be the new par, with the occasional few kicking it up to 11, like Dragonoid Ultra kicks it up to 11. So the par seems to have gone up by 2 points. So Ramparian Ultra at a 605 is pretty terrifying, although it does not come with very impressive cores, and I'm guessing to have stats this solid, it can't really have any special abilities. Sairus Ultra, on the other hand, is a 701, which would have been amazing in Season 1, but here is about 2 points under par, which tells me that Sairus Ultra is supposed to have a special ability, and it's just not printed on the card. I'm going to double check that. You'll see up here if it in fact does come with a special ability. So, pretty neat little designs here. And here they are in their little base forms here. We, of course, have the Chaos logo on Sairus up here, and on Ramparian we have the Aquos logo right there. And like I said, these two are invoking pretty familiar designs. Sairus, although looks actually a lot like Garganoid, down to having that itty-bitty face there, although it's a lot simpler. It's a much simpler, much more user-friendly sort of Garganoid. If I didn't know better, I would have suspected this was just a redo of Garganoid. Ramparian is so far the trickiest Ultra I have seen so far. You can see how his toes are kind of twisted, and you're actually supposed to twist these feet outwards in order to get him fully transformed. But like I said, he is pretty directly a reference to the old Bakugan Juggernoid. Here he is right here. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernoid. So it has a lot of that, like, really long neck of the turtle. This is kind of how things used to be in the past. You have just you just kind of have to mimic this turtle shell here for the old Juggernoid, but for the new Ramparian, you can actually get like the feet and all that and everything. Sairus is another one of those Bakugan that does not need any additional steps to fully transform. It comes out all the way, and like I said, it's just it's a slightly simpler, much more user-friendly version of Garganoid, down to having the double hinged tail in the back. And of course, they are both designed to hold the Bakugear if you apply any. I do like that feature. I also like the fact that the Bakugear can be put onto a variety of Bakugan, but these in particular are pretty nice. Although I'm not sure why the card for Ramparian Ultra has his additional pieces in gold rather than orange. And it's not because I got a weird print. No, the shield is still orange and all of that. I guess that's just an effect of the design. But taking a look again, I think it's actually kind of funny that Sairus looks so dang squat with these silly big old chicken feet when its design is supposed to be this sort of elegant and graceful dragon, kind of like how Dragonoid used to be. It's kind of amusing versus Ramparian Ultra, which is, you know, just straight up a very good looking turtle, very much sporting those strong aquos colors, although the nice strong contrast on these little, I think they're supposed to be like tusks, but they look more like itty bitty wings. They actually kind of remind me of an old Dragon Quest monster called Gigamute, which is like this big old like obese stegosaurus that has wings that are way too small to allow it to fly. This is kind of what it reminds me of here with these extra little wings here. Sairus is pretty straightforward. Now, with the old Garganoid, you'd have to keep a whole bunch of pieces held in place. In this case, you only have to hold down the head and the feet. The wings actually kind of curl forward. Then you just bring in the tail there. It's a bit easier. You have to hold down a couple of pieces. Ramparian is a bit trickier. You have to first twist its front feet back around, and they each go opposite directions. You bring up the feet so that it kind of forms into a little thing there. The wings, you have to bring up the wings first, or else the head of the dragon can't go back in, and then you kind of circle them around. A lot of them are going to be closing with this sort of rotary shape here, thanks to the connection to the Bakugear, but they both came out pretty well. Again, it's nice seeing the actual attribute symbols so that there's no debate over which character belongs to which. My prayer is that we will see more variant characters in the future. I am going to Toy Fair this year, so if they are rolling out variant characters, there is no doubt in my mind that I will get a chance to look at them. But otherwise, these are pretty fun. They're very basic, fun retreads of old designs. For Ramparian, I actually kind of hope we see some more things like this. Like, this might actually work for, like, an elephant or something, whereas, like I said, Sairus, it's kind of silly to see it being so squat. We'll have to see if the core makes it look any different. The core Dragonoid actually looks strikingly like Ultra Dragonoid, so we're going to get some good stuff out of this. Anyway, that is a look at some, oh, I never took a look at the gate trainers. So here's the gate trainer. This is, the back is sort of the same image. We have these images here that are the same size as a standard core, and they call it a gate trainer. I kind of wish they were squished a little close together. I guess the idea is it would be a trainer if you are trying to practice landing on the core you want rather than on any of the cores around it. Like, to be able to specifically, like, if you want to specifically target the one that says Bakugan, but not the one with this little dot on it, learning how to roll in such a way that your Bakugan will pass over other cores to instead grab the one you want, I guess that could make sense as a trainer. And you could build a, looks like they can form a nice big continuous field if you link them together. That would be kind of cool. Makes me kind of wonder if they'll come out with like a special arena that has this pattern on it. It's kind of neat, although like I said, it's clearly, I mean it did make it a bit easier to open the package with without damaging anything, although at this point I just advertise using scissors to cut through the tape so that you really don't damage anything. But these actually feel pretty substantial, so it'll be interesting to see. Apparently the diamond one is actually different from all the other ones, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get that one on the show. But anyway, that is a look at Sairus Ultra and Ramparian Ultra, and until next time, this is Kodak signing off. See you at Toy Fair!
Bakugan brawl, it's a big brawl. Bakugan brawl is for it all. Bakugan brawl, standing tall, we're the awesome ones. Powers in our hand, take a stand, saving everyone. Bakugan